Hello, welcome back. So in the previous video, we have seen how to create a UV texture for the model. And now in this video, we are going to see how to apply the material to this model. And now before applying this material, we need to enable one add-on. So now if you want to enable the add-on, we need to go to edit. There is an option preference. And in preference, we need to click on this add-ons. And now we need to search for this like node. And there is an option called node wrangler. So here we have to enable this node wrangler like before creating the materials. So just I will click on this and now we need to save this. So I will click on this and just save preferences. So make sure you have to enable this. And now we can click on close. And next we need to download the textures so from any site you can download. So I will put some links in the description. So what the thing is, if you want to apply any kind of material, we need to search in Google or any other sites. So for this example, I'm going to apply the wood texture for this chair model. So I will show one site here. So let's say if you go to Google, so search for Poly Heaven. So here there will be one site called Poly Heaven. So here you can get some free textures. And also we can get some HDRI images for the future if you want to apply any like HDRI lighting. So we can download the HDR materials from this site here. So we need to search for the texture. So here you can click on this like browse textures and here we can see there are a lot of textures. So for example, if I type like wood, so here you can see there are a lot of textures for the wood. So for example, if you want to apply this one, I can click on this and just you need to click on this downloads. And the thing is, whenever you're applying the textures, make sure the texture quality has to be high, unless until if you want to create a low quality textures, that's fine. But if you want to create a high quality, then we need to download from this site. And you can see here there is an like download and the size of this texture is 60 MB. So it's very huge. So now we can click on this download and just you need to set the location. For timing, I will set it to like desktop and just we can open. And now this texture is in the zip file, so we need to extract. So I can click on this, we can click on this extract. So now if you go to the desktop, so here you can see there is a texture and this is a texture here. So now we'll see how to apply this in Blender. So we will go to this Blender. And now what the thing is, now if you want to apply this material, first we need to go to shading tab. So just I will click on the shading tab here. So now this is a shading tab. Here you can see. And now we need to create a material. So make sure you need to select this chair here. So just I will select this chair and we need to click on this new. So just click on this and now see it has been created a material for this. And what the thing is here, you will have some properties like we can define the type of materials like if you want to make this chair look like metallic, you can increase the metallic. And if you want to increase the roughness or decrease, we can do that. So I will show you in a minute, like after applying the texture. And also we can give the name for this material. So for example, see if I select this material and here you can see there is an like name like material 001. So instead of this, we can give any other name. So it will be easy for us to recognize the material later on. Suppose if you create a lot more materials and laterally if you want to apply any particular material, so it will be easy for us to search with the name of that material. So better you have to give the name. So for example, I will give the name like wood texture like underscore matte or something. Just we can give. So just I can press enter. And now what the thing is, we need to add some more nodes here. If you want to apply that wood texture which I have downloaded from the internet, we need to add some nodes here. We need to like search for the node and we have to create. So instead of that, as I explained in the starting, we have enabled the add-on. So it will be the more advantage for us. So we can create the material easily without searching for each and every node. So it's simple. Just we need to select this node and we have to press Control T so that see automatically it will create the 3 nodes like which is related like this one. You can see we can place the texture which you have downloaded And this is a mapping. Mapping is nothing but whenever you apply the material, after that if you want to change the positions of the material, and if you want to rotate the material, you can do in this mapping. And this is a texture coordinate, and which is related to the UV. We have created the UV for this box, so that will be useful with the help of this node. So make sure you have to see this, you have to check it, like this UV has to be connected to this vector and this mapping. And now here we need to browse the texture which we have downloaded from the internet. So just you have to click on this open, and we have to go to the desktop. Just we can search for the textures, and I think this one, like, yeah, JPEG. So just we need to click on this open image. Yep. And now we can see the material has been applied. And see, in case if you are not able to see the material here, you can see there is an option like shading. So make sure you need to be in the material view. So just we have to click on this. So now you can able to see the texture here. And see here, now suppose if you want to make this like more shine, or if you want to make like more reflective, then here you can see in the principal BSDF. Here you can increase and decrease the roughness. See, now when I increase the roughness, now it is going to look more matte kind of material. Like suppose if you decrease this roughness, so now it's becoming more reflective. So you have to play with these values until you are happy with the look of this model here. So for time being, I will put up to like in this way. So because the wood will not be that much of reflective. And also here you can see there is an like metallic. So if you increase the metallic, so now it will look more like kind of like metal. Suppose if you decrease the roughness, now you can see it is looking more like a metallic nature. But in this case, we don't want to create like metallic texture. So just in this case, I will put it to like 0. And you can play with this roughness value, so that if you are happy with this value, then that's fine. And also here there are a lot of options here. So as I'm explaining the basic classes, so laterly I will explain in detail when we start the advanced course. And also in viewport you can navigate same like if you want to zoom in, zoom out, you can scroll in, scroll out, and you can hold the middle mouse button to pan around. And now we can adjust the positions of this texture by using the UV. So now we will go to the UV editing. So just you have to click on this. Now see here, now you can see, so just I will be in the material view here. So here we can just like middle mouse drag, so that you can able to scroll this, because we have opened the two viewports. So just let's say we'll go to the material view. So okay. So now you can see here, if I select any one of the faces, you can see that texture has been applied onto this face here. So if I select this, you can see. And now see if you move this like face, for example. So if I grab like pressing G, and see wherever I place the texture is going to be applied to this face here. So means like, see if I move here, now the texture, whatever the thing you're going to see in the back side, the same pattern will be shown onto this face here. And if you scale, you can like increase the texture size and decrease. So if you scale down, what the thing is, the texture size is going to be increased, because see now only it will show this area of the pattern in this face here. If you want to make more small kind of texture, then we can scale up, so that. And make sure in this case, if you are overlapping onto another face, that's fine. But when you're using any kind of image, then that will be problematic. So when you're using any single image or something, make sure you should not overlap these faces here. But in this case, it is an totally a wood image. So we'll not able to notice anything, means like, say now on this face also, we will have the same pattern, and this face also we will have this area of the pattern. But that's fine, will not notice that much for this wood material. So we can place this, and if you want to rotate, we can rotate. See now it is changing the angle of this texture here. And now say this texture is like continuous. Some cases like what the thing is, if the texture is in this way, so if you select this and if you rotate this, sometimes for you may get in this way, like the texture will not look like continuous. So in case if you want to make it look like a continuous texture, then we can select this and we can rotate. So that just will get a continuous texture here. And side, if you want to adjust this, you can adjust. Like if you select this face, so this is a face here, so you can select and just you can like scale if you want to increase the pattern size. Make sure you have to put inside the box here, because as I said in the previous class, make sure all the UVs has to be inside this box here. So suppose if you want to say change the back side, you can select this, like we can select this, and just we can like able to scale. If you want to scale, you can scale. And in case if you want to rotate, you can rotate this. So it's up to you. You have to change the positions of these faces until you're happy with the design here. And now we can go to the normal layout here. So see here, now we are not able to see the texture. Just make sure enable this material view and see here. So what the thing is now, as we have done the UV for this chair, so what we can do is we can delete everything and we can just like duplicate this. So if you apply the same material for this thing, so the design will be different because we have done UV for this chair, but not for this thing. So if you want to look like same design, then we have to delete all this thing again. We have to duplicate until unless if you want to create a different pattern, then that's fine. You have to create the separate UV for this chair and just you can apply the different material here. And also we can apply the plain material for the model in case if you want any plain materials like a red color, yellow color or something. So for example, if you go to this shading tab and see here, now as this texture has been connected to this base color, so that's why it's showing the texture. For example, if you disconnect this thing, like if you left click and drag, now it will be disconnected. And now see in this base color here, you can see you can change the colors, like we can change to red, yellow, green, whatever the color you want. So for this case, we will just drag this color to base color. So now see it has been applied the material here. So play around with these nodes and values here. So just change each and every value so you can able to see the changes, what is happening to this model here. So that's it for this video. I will see you in the next lesson.